What's going on, everybody? If you're seeing this page, that means the official Touring Rain Reloaded merch store is now available. To get access to the store, make sure you go ahead and click the store tab on my YouTube channel. From there, you will be able to see all the merch that is available. We have mugs, shirts, hoodies, joggers, and so much more to come. All original designs made by yours truly, Touring Rain Reloaded. Now go ahead and get your merch today, and you can feel nothing in style.
Last winter, Leticia Gonzales was behind the wheel of an SUV as it crashed into this then icy pond with her 3 young children inside. On Monday, she was alone in a courtroom with a judge waiting for her sentence.
But I will always love my boys with all of me.
Josiah, who was 1, Jeremiah, who was 3, and Jerome Gonzales, who was 4, were all inside of the SUV when it flipped into an icy pond. Their mother, Leticia Gonzales, drifted across the center turn lane and 2 eastbound lanes of James Street and hit a curb. The result?
We're with survival guilt since February 17, 2022.
Her 3 sons died.
I've been sentenced to life without them for the rest of my life, so I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm willing to take the responsibility as their mother and as a mother should. But I would like my boys to know that I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that they can forgive me, and I hope.
Gonzales was charged and sentenced to 1 count of operating while intoxicated causing injury and a moving violation causing death. She previously took a plea deal in April, but it was later withdrawn after the court said it would not abide.
This is not a one-time situation.
Judge John Halsing, during sentencing, addressed Gonzales's past drug usage.
This has been a long-term pattern of placing your children at risk.
Gonzales says no matter what her sentence is, it won't take away from the fact that her actions led to the death of her sons.
Being their mom was all I ever wanted. Each day I try coming to terms with my reality. But my reality is just a nightmare.
Gonzales was sentenced to a 2-year minimum and a 5-year maximum sentence in prison. In Holland, Elena Cousineau, News 8.
So y'all just heard that news clip right there, and let me just tell you, whenever I hear statements like the one that this so-called mother made, I feel like my intelligence is being insulted. And the reason why I say that is because they say how much of a good mother they are, how much they love their children to, to death or to the moon and back, or however they want to phrase it. And then you go and do this. That's not love. There's something there that made you want to take your 3 sons, put them in a car, and then drive them into an icy pond or an icy lake, of course, leading to their demise. That is not love. That is something much darker. Usually when people say that they love their children, they want to see them grow up. They want to see them go through the layers in life, growing up to be a teenager, go through their teenage years, go through their adult years, have children, start families, so you could become grandparents and all those, all the traditional things that usually people want to see when it comes to their children. People who don't love their kids do what she did. This woman did not love her children. And it's crazy because I just did a video talking about what the hell is going on with some of these mothers nowadays. A lot of these mothers are out here taking out their children. And for whatever reasons unknown, it shouldn't be a reason as to why they're doing it. They're just doing it. And it doesn't get the media coverage that I truly believe that it should. This is my first time hearing about this story, and this happened well into last year, well into 2022. And the only time I hear about it is her sentencing. Now let's talk about this so-called sentencing, which is a weak one. This woman drove her children into a pond, an icy lake, and they're no longer here. And she got those weak charges and that even weaker sentence. They said she can serve 2 to 5 years. Let me reiterate that. 2 years of a 5-year sentence. This woman could be out by 2026 or 2025, I should say. At most 2027. No, 2028. If she has to do, like, say, all 5 years. If that. Keep in mind what she did. She took a plea deal to get a lesser charge. I would like to know what she had on the table as far as charges go before the plea deal kicked in. And then she got the nerve to sit up there and cry these crocodile tears to beg for forgiveness for what she did. You are not forgiven. This woman literally did or pulled a Susan Smith without the blaming of a black man. Because that's literally what Susan Smith did. In hindsight, when you think about it, and her family, if y'all saw the video I did about her a couple months ago, they ain't forgiving her for what she did. And that happened back in the early 90s. She doesn't deserve any type of pity or any type of forgiveness. When this woman is done with her sentencing, when she does get out, her family, her entire family needs to ostracize her. They need to cast her out. They need to not have her around any functions, and definitely not around anyone else's kids. Going to sit up there and cry and ask for forgiveness and say how much you love your kids. And they have the nerve to say, if I could tell my kids this, well, you can tell your kids whatever you want, but they can't talk back to you because you took them out. Some mother, I don't like stories that deal with people torturing children, especially when it comes at the hands of the people that are supposed to love and nurture and protect them the most. Like, that is insane. I would like to know, not that it really matters at this point, but it is what it is. What was her motive behind doing what she did? Because a lot of times when it comes to people doing stuff like this to children, it's usually a motive behind what they do. Now, if there isn't one, you just wanted to kill your children, that means you are not only a murderer, in my opinion, but you're also a psycho. You are a psychopath to do this to your kids. And she's even more sick to sit up there and cry those tears and ask for forgiveness after what she did. Anybody who does something like this to anybody, but especially the children, and then ask for forgiveness is sick in the head. Now, that doesn't mean to say, oh, they have a mental illness. We ain't saying that. I'm just saying sick in the head, because that's just their mindset. To sit up there, take someone out, take out your own children, and then get in the courtroom and beg for forgiveness because you don't want to face the consequences for your actions. They lucky they even looked at her and took pity, because I would have looked at her for 2 seconds and said, nope, she's getting the full sentencing. And I would have, if it was up to me, her plea deal would have been denied. I truly believe plea deals should be denied on any basis of a crime that surrounds something like this, in my honest opinion. But then again, I don't make the rules. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. I don't run any courthouses. I'm not part of any type of legal system as far as passing down any type of sentencing or charges for anybody who commits these levels of crime. So they're lucky it's not up to me. But if it were, a lot of these people that get to walk around scot-free for the stuff that they do, and yes, she practically is going to be skating up out of there sooner rather than later. If it was up to me, she would never see outside ever again.